Hey everyone, this is Michael Woods here. I am the founder of Inclusive Sport Design and I'm a sports consultant and I've been a sports administrator for at least 13, 14 years now. Sport brings communities together. It gives us an opportunity to connect, as well as obviously the health benefits that it brings for individuals who want to play and participate, both physical and mental health. When it comes to my kind of background and exposure to inclusion in sport, I guess the first kind of exposure I had was in the year 2000. This little show came to town called the Olympics and Paralympics in Sydney, and my family went along to the Paralympic Games, and for the first time I saw sport in a slightly different light. The Paralympics really opened my eyes to the fact that people in wheelchairs could play basketball and people with cerebral palsy could play football, and people of all shapes and sizes could race really fast in the pool, and that was really exciting for me to see, but I don't think I really understood the value of that at the time. Fast forward a whole bunch of years and I started to kind of pursue a career in sports administration, and I took on an internship at the end of my university studies in the disability education program, and started to learn about this whole thing called adaptive sport and inclusive sport, and it really kind of gave me a ground in why it's important to really take action on inclusion, and most importantly it gave me an insight into the fact that not everybody had the same sporting experience as I did. I took it for granted. It was something I just thought was easy, and every kid in the country got involved in sport without any drama, but obviously we know that that's not the case for quite a number of people in our communities. So for me, inclusion is vital in sport. We need to keep in mind that inclusion doesn't just happen. We need to actually be proactive about it, and we need to take really mindful steps when it comes to how we run our clubs, how we run our sports organisations, and even right down to how we coach and how we instruct players and teams. I hear a lot, often, too often, people saying, you know what, we are inclusive, we don't turn anyone away who wants to come and play with us or who wants to come and join our club, and we treat everyone the same. And look, that's great, the intention is positive, but the reality is that doesn't actually work in practice. We need to actually understand that everybody has individual needs, different motivations, and come to sport with different backgrounds, and we need to be mindful of that. And look, if you ask me, I think now more than ever, sport needs to be thinking about those parts of our community, those potential participants that aren't engaged. We're in a process now of trying to figure out how do we come back from this pandemic-induced sporting shutdown. How do we rebuild our clubs? How do we reconnect our members? And how do we ensure some sustainability going forward at the community club level, all the way through to national sport organisational level, where we're looking at how do we grow and retain membership. Working on ways to engage people in our communities who typically in the past have not been able to get involved should be, needs to be, must be part of that way forward. It is a reality that we live in a country that is significantly diverse, but this is a real opportunity to try and take some really big steps forward to increase the diversity in our participation base, to grow our membership and get sustainability in our sporting system once again. And I think it's going to take a creative approach. I think we've got to think about what does sport look like going forward, and it may not be the same as what it has been. In fact, I think in a lot of ways it probably needs to look a little different, particularly when it comes to engaging and retaining people who in the past have faced some challenges to get involved. So if I was to give some advice to people looking to get involved or who feel marginalised in sport, go down to your local club. Give your local sports association a call. If you want to play, let them know. And likewise, clubs, reach out. find those participants where they are in your communities, and find out what the best way is for them to get involved. Ask them what they want to do, how do they want to participate, what can they bring to your club to make it better, to make it more vibrant, to make it more inclusive, to make it more welcoming. That's how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen by saying we want to do it. We actually got to step outside the doors of our facilities, step outside the offices of our organisations, and get out into the community and talk about how to make sport more inclusive and what opportunities we can create for people. The key thing is just getting in and starting, having a go. Don't be afraid of what might happen, because the worst thing is you get new members, and that's what we all want. So get out there, make inclusion happen, guys. Take it easy.